Hello friends, this is Murphy Daily with a Moment of Wonder. I'm here on Written by Murphy, and if you are watching, I'd love to know about it. Please give me a comment, put a 1 in the comments, and if you're catching a replay, type replay or put a 2 in the comments so I know that you're watching. It's been a while since I've been on. I had been popping in almost every other day or so, and it's been more than a week since I've done this. And I wanted to talk about why. Right now, I'm reading a book called Thinking Fast and Slow. And he talks about, it's pretty interesting. It's dry, I'll tell you. It's not a story at all. But he's talking about how we deal with intuition and how we know what we know. And we may think we know something really fast, but it's based on knowledge and how that works and how the knowledge comes to us and in what ways we can trust our intuitions and which ways we can't. So actually, the reason that I haven't been on for a while is because I had a really busy week last week. It was crazy busy. Oh, someone's joined. And I was traveling, so I was not in my usual environment. And then also, I was working really hard for work. So I found myself unable to kind of hold a train of thinking thought while doing my work. I normally can do that. It's kind of a multi-track thinking. But I couldn't do it last week because I was pounding so hard on getting the work done, but also because I was in a new environment. And the author of Thinking Fast and Slow was talking about how when we are doing work that requires effort, we can't think as well, and we don't have access to our intuition. We can't make intuitive leaps like we can when we are not efforting in our thoughts. Now that efforting has to do with using like this secondary thinking logical side. But also, he said something about, here's the quote. Oh, goodness. Okay, here it is. 2 basic conditions are required for acquiring a skill. 2 basic conditions for acquiring a skill. An environment that is sufficiently regular to be predictable. An opportunity to learn those regularities through prolonged practice. So if those 2 conditions are met, when both these conditions are satisfied, intuitions are likely to be skilled. What that means is we can have intuitions, and half the time our intuition, more than half the time, here we go, I'm saying numbers, but the majority of the time, those intuitions don't actually work better than random chance. So we can say, oh, I know because I'm skilled and I understand. This guy's saying, you don't think you know a lot less than you think you do. And when people are actually studied for whether their intuitive guesses are any better than random chance, most of the time they're not. But he's saying for skilled intuition, it does exist. And when you can assess an environment that is knowable, then and it is regular enough that you can predict what's going to happen next, then your intuitions are better than random chance. So what that means is when I was in a new environment, things were not regular and predictable. And when I was really busy, things were not regular and predictable. So I didn't have the ability to cut off, like I normally do, another thread of thought that allows me to be creative and intuitive. I was just rooted in, be exact, get this right, focus, which is a lot harder and a lot slower. He does say in the book that you are more likely to be accurate when you're using that way of thinking, the thinking slow. But oh yeah, it's slow and it's also a lot of effort and it's tiring. He mentions too that when you're thinking that way, when you use your brain that way, you end up really needing more sugar. Well, I could use some sugar right now. Maybe I'll get a cup of tea. Anyway, I was gone for a while. because I didn't have that spark of inspiration and intuitive hits off of my reading and just tracking in my brain, because I was focused on some stuff that really required my attention. I didn't like that. I like to be in an environment that is regular, that I keep track of, and have the ability to be free enough to ride above it and have my thoughts free so that I can deal with both the work that I have to do, but be free to be creative and share a moment of wonder with all my friends. So today, I got a little beyond that, back in the groove. So I had the time to think of something to share. And I hope that I'll be able to do that even more, get back in the groove of being intuitive and creative, and let my brain not get caught up in the effortful thinking. I believe in effortful thinking when it's required, but I also believe in working hard to get it to regular, get it to known, so that I'm not surprised by what's happening, and I quickly know how to react and can kind of keep a playful view of it. So that's what I got today, guys. Oh, it's pretty late and the light's not great. But I'd love to hear what you're up to, and I'll be back again. Okay, bye.